Alright, so if you have an Xbox 360 and live access, hooked onto the internet, whatever, you can actually go on and they have the free movie weekend going on this weekend. I don't know when it ends. I don't know if it's by the time you view this, if you're watching this the day I upload it, it's Saturday, or if it's going to end Sunday, or I don't know. One of these days coming up, probably before Monday. You can watch this! Extinction! The G.M.O. Chronicles. I'm going to call it Chronicle. The G.M.O. Chronicles. Basically, a zombie film. And it's from Phase 4 Films, Entertainment, one of the two. It's from the people who did Bad Kids Go to Hell. Yeah. Of course, I start researching this after I start the movie. Okay, so the whole concept basically is zombie apocalypse is among us. The story takes place 3 days after the outbreak. And yeah, there really isn't much to talk about with the movie. It looks nice. One thing I could always count on with Phase 4 films, the video always looks really nice. The high-definition camera work they do, the lighting, the sets, they usually all look really good. And this film is no exception. I really enjoyed looking at what I was looking at. A lot of it was pretty basic stuff. It was all set in France, so being somebody who's never been to France personally and always just stayed in the U.S., it's interesting to take a look at. The acting, no. Didn't care much for the acting. The acting really wasn't that great. A lot of them just kind of like, you know how I'm talking right now, I'm just trying to have a regular conversation over the webcam? It's not even this. Yeah. It's just, hi, okay, well, hi, yeah, hi, okay. Yeah, thanks. Hang up the phone. That kind of conversation. It's just not that great. Some of the characters, some of the actors and actresses, they're okay. It's just they're not good. They don't do the job well enough for me to really appreciate the character, I guess. And there is very little character development. I mean, some characters you do kind of feel a little bit for. One of them, I don't know what his name was at this point. It's Bob, Bill, Phil, I don't know what it is. Halfway through the film, I'm watching it, it's the woman's father. I swear his name was Bob. They kept saying, oh, you shoot Bob, Bob. Out of nowhere, it's like, alright, this is Phil. No, what? Oh, I'm sorry, he says Bill first. Phil? Yeah, Phil. What the hell happened to Bob? Furthermore, what happened to Bill? I don't even know what the heck. The characters seem to lose their names. I don't know if I just missed something, but I am horribly confused by that. I hate that. This isn't the first film that I've seen this happen on. But as far as the scenery and everything goes, the lighting on it was nice. A lot of it was shot during the day. There's a lot of white light. I don't know if it's supposed to be symbolic of anything or not. But the darkness, the night scenes, I had a really hard time seeing everything. I mean, what you needed to see was lit up well enough, but even at 1080p, I had a hard time seeing faces. I had a hard time seeing guns. Even the campfire at one point barely lit up anything. And one of the zombies were on top of a building during during the campfire scenes. I had no idea what it was at first. You couldn't even see it. Some of the effects, I admit, do look nice, but they are so rarely used. Some of the zombies look nice. The one that really impressed me, though, was the little girl. They find a kid, I guess it's a little girl, and she has, like, no eyes. The whole face is just covered, and then there's a mouth. It opens wide, it stretches. Like, that was actually really good. And then it screams. It's like, oh my god, it's nails on a chalkboard. I don't know, it just seems like as they progress through the movie, various little things and nuances got ruined by something. I gotta admit, I was greatly let down by the lack of Hummer to zombie action. One of the characters who, I forget his name, and it probably changed halfway through the film anyhow, he basically was the general dick of the film. He didn't care about anybody. At one point, one of the characters gets attacked by the zombies during a giant battle scene. I know the name of the character. I'm not going to ruin it for you. You'll figure it out. But anyway, he gets attacked, and he finds them, and instead of shooting him, he just like, you know what, here's the gun, do it yourself, screw you, I'm out. Dick move. He's that kind of guy. He's overly ambitious, like that kind of character. I wanted him to die. I wanted him to die. I'll get to that in a second. Anyhow, let me sum up this film this way. This is a film about zombies that are solar-powered and frightened away by the cries of an innocent child. There has to be some symbolism in that, because I don't know. My fiance pointed out maybe it's just because they, like all other people, can't frickin' stand the screaming of a baby. That could very well be. Because once that baby started screaming, they booked it. They did exactly what I want to do. No, I take that back. When I hear a baby screaming constantly...
Where? You like that? Where?
Family Guy. Anyhow, when I hear a baby screaming, I just want to go over there and do pretty much that. Yeah, thank you for cutting me off on that. That was the joke I was going to use. Or a reference, I should say. Anyhow, I'm not even kidding you. The whole film, much of it is essentially, oh, well, here, this is a compound that we're in. Oh, you shot Bob, you bastard! Oh, well, now we're friends. Oh, now we have to look out for one another. Oh, Dick with a Hummer. Okay, you know what? Oh, crap, it's not safe here anymore. Let's go over here. Oh, yeah. Bob is Bill, or Phil, or whatever. He's an agent. I don't know what the hell he's an agent to. Oh my god, zombies. Oh my god! They ran away because the baby's crying. That's the film. An hour and 55 minutes of that very little character development and progression. It just looked nice. That's essentially the only thing I could say about this film. I'm not even kidding. Towards the end, they happen upon a priest who invites them in. And prior to this, they happen to find some kind of compound where they friggin' side rail you with this, whatever you want to say, rear end, whatever. Just out of nowhere, they say, oh, you have radiation poisoning. Ah, well, fuck me, right? So now they have radiation poisoning to deal with. Twist! So, one of the characters they happen to find very later in the film is some kind of biologist who's working on a cure for this kind of stuff. And by the way, this zombie outbreak, apparently, according to him, his theory is it only affects certain people in certain generations of the family. He points this out because two brothers and a brother and sister aren't infected. So that means those two are examples to this theory, and that the world, if only everybody were brother and sister, we'd be cool. What? What kind of friggin' sense does that make at all? But either way, they come to find out that it's not even friggin' true. Unless they just stopped caring, which really wouldn't surprise me. The main character goes to find his sister because of that statement, he assumes that she's alive, which is where they find the baby. Yeah, and then getting back to the priest, they happen to find this little collection for safety and everything. They get there. Zombie outbreak hits. Zombies run at them. These aren't Romero zombies. These are weird, screwed up zombies. I don't really know. They can run. They break in. Everybody tries to escape. Damn near everybody dies, except a small group that happen to be holding the baby. As the baby cries, I don't know. The zombies happen to walk away. Maybe it was the crying, or maybe because it was dark. And this film, literally at night, they hibernate. That is the explanation they give in this film as to why the zombies only walk during the day and not at night. But yet these idiots decide we're going to go out everywhere during the day. We are smart! And yet nothing friggin' happens. I barely ever see a zombie attack during the day. They only seem to attack at night, which completely ruins that entire concept, that entire setup that appears in the first, 10 minutes of the film. Honestly, this was just one boring as hell film. If it weren't free, I honestly would not have suffered through it, and I am damn glad I did not pay anything for this. Extinction, G.M.O. Chronicles, whatever G.M.O. is, if you got a spare 2 hours to kill, feel free to watch it, if you really like that kind of zombie film. I just found it to be really boring, and honestly, the scene with the dick driving the Hummer is, I got incoming company, and didn't even throw it in reverse and run their asses over, really let me down. And that's another point of this whole film. Everybody leads the zombies to the frickin' wherever the hell they are. They're idiots, all of them, and I wished everyone died. I cared very little about any character outside of Bob Phil, Bill, whatever his name is, Luke, and the germaphobe, whatever his name was. I never really caught it because the entire time he was talking like this. Couldn't understand half the things he was saying. I had to crank the volume up to 18 and then, zombie! Oh my god, it's loud! I couldn't stand it. I had a headache from the uneven audio of this film when it comes to that, so... Extinction, this version of Extinction, I should say, really not worth it. If I gotta give it anything, I'm gonna give it a 3. Just because it's pretty to look at. I gave no damns whatsoever, 0 fucks about any of the characters. I just didn't care. Few characters, okay, yeah. When they die, whatever, but, you know, the progressive story, okay, cool. 3 out of 10. If you want to watch it because it's free, feel free. I do not recommend you spend a single penny on this movie. Free only! That's all I gotta say.